When it comes to everyone wanting a character, Tingyun seems to be the solution to everyone's question. Tingyun is by far one of the most craziest supportive characters in this game for sure, with her attack buffing and ultimate regeneration rate. In terms of how she's giving ultimate to other characters, she's buffing damage, buffing attack. She's doing so much for the team in terms of letting the DPS do what they need to do, and that is to give them so much more damage. But before we go into all of what she can do, let's go ahead and start saying that we're going to be talking about her relics, her Lightcones, all that type of stuff in regards to Tingyun, because everybody wants Tingyun, everybody wants to know how she works, and she is on every team for the most part when it comes to, grinding out Simulated Universe, Forgotten Hall, Overworld, all that type of stuff, because she is so great at helping DPSs try to nuke. So before we get into all that, make sure to leave a sub and a like on the video if you're enjoying the Honkai Star Rail content. I also do Genshin and Honkai Impact content as well, so make sure to leave a sub for that if you're interested. So today we're going to be talking about Tingyun and her skills and all the stuff that you need to know in regards to Tingyun. Like I said, a lot of people are very excited for her, not only to summon for her, but to have her on the team and actually do the work that she does. So we're going to be talking about her skills, and then we're going to get into the other stuff. For her basic attack, of course, this is her only source of damage, and it only is going to help when you're really close to breaking someone's shield. She is lightning damage, so if you do have a lightning shield that you're about to break, then you can use Tingyun's basic attack if you want. Everything else is going to be passive in terms of it being a supportive ability and not a damaging one. Her skill, which is really great and gets even better with Eidolons or Traces, is that you're going to be giving a single ally an increase to their attack by 32%, up to 18% of Tingyun's current attack. You are going to want to buff up Tingyun's current attack with the relics and the Lightcones that you have, because this will play a big part in terms of buffing the damage for your character. And also, when you give them this skill, you're also going to give them the benediction attack buff, which is going to allow them to do additional lightning damage for one instance of that ally's attack. So depending on the DPS that you're using and the attacks that they do, they're also going to be getting another instance of lightning damage, which is going to be really good. It's going to help a little bit when it comes to shredding out the HP of other enemies. And for the ultimate, we're going to have regenerate 50 energy for a single ally and increase the target's damage by 29% for 2 turns. So not only does this give your character a lot more energy to work with, possibly even pushing them to having their ult, you're also going to be able to increase their overall damage by 29% for 2 turns. So this is going to be absolutely amazing. This is going to allow you to have those critical moments and actually skip turns of other characters and possibly even steal their turn entirely when you're playing with characters like Sele. So yes, this is very strong no matter how you use it. And when it comes to her talent, whenever you attack an enemy with Tingyun, whoever you gave the benediction buff to, they're going to be doing the lightning damage to that character with the the additional instance that we talked about earlier. And then the technique is also very good when it comes to Simulated Universe or modes where you have to keep on fighting back to back. Tingyun's able to regenerate 50 energy upon using her technique. So think about it as a ult exchange. You buff it up with the skill points that you have in the overworld with Tingyun, and then you use that Tingyun ult to give somebody else on your team ult. So this is really good in terms of transferring ult, making sure your DPS is going to be up and running, ready to use their ult, or having a healer ready to use theirs. There's just overall so much you can do with this technique in terms of how you use it. Now the next thing we're going to be talking about is the Lightcones. Now the Lightcones we're going to be talking about are the Harmony ones, and these have a lot of good options, but I really do think the Battle Pass one just hits the right spot in all honesty. Now the Battle Pass one is at the start of the battle. Whenever the wearer's turn begins, you are going to get a random buff. All allies attack increased by 10%, or all allies crit damage is increased by 12%, or all allies energy regeneration rate increases by 6%. And then you can get the last buff that you already got from the next turn, and whenever you get knocked down, you lose these buffs as well. But the thing is that all of these buffs are really good. You're going to be getting either an attack increase, a crit damage increase, or a energy regeneration rate. So either you're saying more damage, even more damage, or get your ult faster. This is all really good things that you could possibly get for having a character like Tingyun on the team. So by far, this is one of the best cones that you could put on her. Now there is Bronia's, which is really nice. It's going to give you more chances to get your ult with energy regeneration rate going up by 10%. Whenever you use your ult, you're also going to get a skill point as well. So there's a lot of really cool things that you can do when it comes to having Bronia's signature Lightcone as well. So this is a possibility as well. It also has another thing: when you use their skill, the next ally to take action is going to deal more damage. So the only problem with this, since it's a Bronia Lightcone, this would make sense since you are literally giving that character using a skill on their turn. For Tingyun, if you have this on, you're not guaranteed to have the character you're buffing up be the next character in line. So it might be a little hard when it comes to making sure that the queue system, in terms of it having the right character next, is going to play in your favor, because if not, then this extra part of the passive isn't going to be helping as much. There's also Dance, which is also an amazing light cone as well, which is going to be when you use the ultimate, All allies actions are going to be advanced forwarded by 16%, so this is going to help you steal some turns, get some damage in before the enemies get the chance to. Planetary Rendezvous is pretty nice. I think this will only work though when you're playing with someone like Jingwan or Serval, because when you enter battle, you are going to give an ally a damage increase of the same type as the wearer, and the damage increase is going to be by 12%. So since Tingyun is lightning, you're going to be giving characters with lightning damage more damage, and that's going to be Serval and Jingyuan for all we know right now. So this is going to work in terms of certain cases for certain characters. So not the best Lightcone, but it can work. And then Memories of the Past isn't really that great. It's just going to be increasing the break effect by 28%. And when the wearer attacks, they're going to get some energy back. Now this does help with her ult, but it's not overall the best thing in the world. And then we do have the other Lightcone that I don't remember the name, but I know it's whenever you use your skill, the next character is going to get an attack buff. Now the thing about this, again, the Q is going to be annoying, especially because you don't know if the character you're going to even be in skill is going to be the next one. Well, you will know, but you're not going to be able to change the order. That's the only problem. So this might be a hard one to play with if you don't have your team super fine-tuned in terms of speed, so you might want to watch out for that Lightcone. Now when it comes to the relics, of course, we're going to be using the Musketeer of Wild Wheat and the Space Sealing Station Planar Ornament set, because these are all going to play into speed and attack buffs as much as you possibly can, so that you're able to get the most amount of that buff that you can from Tingyun's attack. So for the Musketeer of Wild Wheat, you're going to be getting an attack bonus of 12% for 2 pieces, and for the 4 piece, you're going to get a speed increase and a basic and attack damage increase. Now the thing that doesn't matter is the basic attack damage. The thing that you're looking for is the attack increase and the speed increase. Having your support go before your DPS, buffing the DPS's damage before this DPS starts is going to help an overall higher DPS. So it's going to help a lot more if you have this full piece on, because you are going to get the speed increase, you are going to get the attack increase. And then for the Space Stealing Station, you are going to get increased awareness attack by 12%, also playing into Tingyun's buff. And when your speed is above 120, you're going to get another attack increase. So having, you know, speed increase, having other characters that help with speed like Asta is going to help a lot when it comes to having Tingyun on the team. It's going to allow her to do her turn faster, be able to support more often, give her a lot more in terms of attack to help with the buffs. It's just overall amazing when you're playing with Tingyun having these two together. Now it is going to be hard to get these sets a little bit, but you might have some laying around from chests that you might get gotten from the overworld, or possibly the level rewards that you get from hitting certain Trailblazer level. In terms of her teams, honestly, she works with everyone. She has so many different options when it comes to having her on a team. I personally have her on a double buffer team with Bronya. So with Celit, you're going to use Tingyun's skill to give Celit some more attack. You're going to use the ult to give Celit some more ult damage. You're going to use Bronya to give her the turn. It is overall a big process to give Celit infinite turns, in all honesty, because once you give Tingyun and give the burst to Celit, Celit's going to be able to kill someone with an ult, and when she kills someone with the ult, she gets her turn back, and it's just overall so much damage that you could possibly put on. The only problem right now in this part of the game is that when you're grinding relics or you're grinding the harder versions of content, Tingyun is a little squishy because you don't have a lot of artifacts for her. I do recommend you try to build out your DPS before your supports at the current moment, because the supports for the most part are able to do their job without some crazy relics right now. And of course, they're going to get even more busted in the future when you level up relics and have their right sets on. But they're able to do their job for the most part without them. So that's why you kind of want to use your DPS and level them up as high as you possibly can, because they are going to be the ones doing damage. They are going to be the ones carrying you through that portion of content. So you do want to watch out when using Tingyun, because having just Natasha or having just Fire MC may not be enough when it comes to using her, because she may get targeted fairly a lot. But other than that, that's pretty much it when it comes to Tingyun and how great she is. She's an amazing supportive character, so good at damage buffs, so good at making sure that your team is doing so much extra damage, is not even funny. She is going to be the rate up banner character, I think, with Jingyuan as a uprated 4-star. So if you are looking forward to Tingyun, then hopefully, if I am not wrong, if it stays the same as the beta, you will be able to get Tingyun very, very soon. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.